Hey, Liquidators! Welcome back to another FX Liquidators trading session video hosted by SE and Heat. This week we'll be recording our trading sessions as we're testing some new concepts and don't want anyone trading them live with us. So how is everyone today? Hope you're all smashing it. Today we have with us Lisboa and Tuan, who will help with the analysis and also discuss together with us the live trades. Well, you'll see them after. So today we're going to start with a quick recap of the daily events and then do a quick analysis on EU before starting the trading session. So Eski, I'll pass it to you for the news.
Hi Liquidators, how are we doing? Hope we're all having a successful trading week and we're making loads of profit. So slightly late into the session today in terms of looking at news and starting. But just having a quick look at Forex Factory, and there is not too much. The next big bit of news is at 1:05 UK time, where the Bank of England governor speaks. So that could cause some volatility for GBP pairs, and maybe potentially that might domino into other areas like EU, depending on what is announced. Some building permits, housing starts, 1:30 for USD before New York opens, and then as we get into the afternoon, we've got some FOMC news coming out at 4:00 and 6:15 UK time again. Nothing real significant. One is medium impact. So what was that? FOMC member Bowman speaks. And yeah, I'll end the day. So we've got a medium impact of member Waller speaks. I'll just cross-reference with TradingView. So yeah, on TradingView, the building permits is actually high impact, but Forex Factory says it's medium impact. So maybe it will be, maybe it will hit hard. I always don't really know which economic calendar to really go by in terms of, if TradingView is saying it's red or if Forex Factory is saying it's medium. So it's just good to have that in the back of your mind, I guess. Yeah, and that's today's news.
All right, thanks for that, Eski. So quickly going to the analysis. I'm just going to start really quick with Dixie. The reason why I want to start there is because we're starting to see something interesting happening here. So as I mentioned in previous weekend forecast, we were seeing Dixie showing a lot of bullish momentum. So monthly shifted to bullish, weekly shifted to bullish. But interestingly enough, we had a supply zone that we had marked up, and the price perfectly hit just above the 50% of that supply zone, and actually is reacting quite strongly off of it. We actually created a daily break of structure to the downside, and at least short term, I'm thinking that we're going to see Dixie push down. And if we start to see Dixie push down, obviously that'll have a direct impact on EU. And we could start to see some bullish momentum on EU. So going to EU, I've mapped out what I've been seeing on EU. So we had some interesting things that happened quite recently. So we started to break structure to the upside. You can see on the 4-hour, we had a 4-hour break. And just yesterday or last night, we had a daily break of structure where EU is pushing to the upside. So what do we expect now? Seeing how that EU is starting to break more and more structure to the upside, and the supply zone on Dixie seems to be holding and reacting nicely off that. I'm expecting EU to push higher to the upside. not necessarily today, because I'm expecting some reactions off some of the supply zones that we have on EU before we see stronger pushes to the upside. So you could see on this chart, we've had with this nice strong push up, a lot of liquidity building to the downside. And what we'd like to see now that it's starting to break structure to the upside, either a test of the upper supply zone, which will push the price down to grab some of that liquidity before pushing further to the upside. But potentially, we could see Dixie pushing down temporarily to one of the minor demand zones before pushing up to the key supply zone, before pushing down, grabbing the rest of the liquidity before pushing further to the upside. One other thing that's quite interesting that I saw is if we take a fib from the bottom of the structure to the area where we expect the price to have a reaction off of, it coincides very nicely with this key structure demand zone at the 618 fib. So this could be a very strong level with a lot of confluence to bounce off of before pushing higher. At this point, I mean, knowing that we are starting to create some higher highs and higher lows, and with this break of structure, we have a protected low here now. It makes sense that the demand zone right above it is the one that's going to be tested before pushing higher to the upside. And just really quick, one of the things that we're currently looking at right now, if we do see a push down from here, which we think may happen, we're actually looking at it at this minor supply zone that was created. So you can see that we had a nice reaction off of it. It actually created some minor breaks, but then came back and tested the top of the supply zone, pushed down a little more, broke some minor structure again. Now again, retesting some of the higher zones. And what we'd like to see is a push down from here to one of the intermediary minor demand zones, where it takes some of the liquidity, pushes up a little higher, and then bounces back down to that demand zone that I mentioned earlier, which is this one. Okay, so that more or less sums up what we're seeing, or I'm seeing on EU for the time being. SQ, is there anything you want to add?
No, it's pretty much the same. I anticipate shorts from here in this current range we're in, down to the same demand zones you pointed out where we can get some long. But yeah, we see what the structure gives us.
Yeah, we're not rushing into anything for the time being. We had a lot of momentum yesterday, so we really want to see how the structure plays out and try to get into any trades that we take as safely as possible. And shorts are clearly the counter trend trading right now. So if we're going to go into shorts, we want to be quite confident in any shorts we get into. Tuan, Lisboa, anything you guys want to add?
No, I don't have anything news. The same as you.
Okay. Well, yes, we did our review together. isn't showing too many signs of wanting to push down for the time being.
No. Not at all. I need a 15-minute break in structure to consider shorts. But you could have got although a chock here. Nice.
Can remove these lines now. Some minor breaks of structure, but the pullback right back to the tops gives absolutely zero confidence of entering a trade right now. But with the big move that we had yesterday and the amount of insignificant news that we have today, this could be a really quiet day.
Yeah, could be dry.
Because even with London Open, we saw very little reaction to anything.
Yeah. You normally get that. The volume is really high on a Monday. Tuesday's really quiet.
Actually, looking at the volume, it is quite high right now. Price isn't moving. The volume is similar to the pattern that we saw yesterday, actually. Potentially higher, actually. The volume's higher than yesterday, but the price just isn't moving.
Yeah.
In New York, we had the most volume. Actually, after New York. No. Right at New York Open, we had the most volume of the day. London was a little weak. Just looking at the long that I almost entered this morning after Japan Open.
Where's it look?
It was actually, would have been a very profitable entry, but looking at the entry, it's not really so clean.
Yeah, it looks sketchy.
We did have a push up and pull back that I could have entered off of, but it didn't break the highs.
Sketchy.
The trading range right now is around 13 pips. A lot of ups and downs in this area ever since.
Trying to fight like liquidity. Maybe this building permit news is gonna do some mad shit.
Yeah, it's building a lot of liquidity here. So eventually it's going to move one way or the other.
Yeah, I would not enter anything right now.
Yeah, until we get a very clear break in one way or the other.
And I'm going to look at Bitcoin for a little bit.
It's still going up, so
That's it.
It almost broke the recent high. My trade is still open, by the way.
Is it? What's your
not much. It's like 170%, I think. But the amount that I had in the trade was really small. My account balance is quite small, and I think it was around 20% risk.
Yeah.
20% of my balance risk, with probably about 20% risk of that taking into account my stop loss. So max about maybe 5% risk. When I enter Bitcoin trades, I'm usually quite high on the risk. Compared to like if I'm trading Forex.
That's basically do 100% risk. Just throw their money in there and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Quite funny.
But it was a lot nicer when, I had a reasonable account balance where I could actually trade a lot of Bitcoin contracts all at the same time.
Do you know what? My first advice, so discovered Bitcoin, Ethereum were tradable. I always knew about them, but in terms of like being able to like have the knowledge to you can like sign to a broker and trade it or whatever. Yeah, like last and I was like, this is really cool. But obviously I had no idea really what trading was and how you did it. And then Bitcoin started to pump and I was like, whoa. So honestly, I just what do I do? So shit, I just thought, I'll just throw 10k into Ethereum right now. See what. And that honestly could have been so disastrous. But thankfully it went up like 30%. Then I got really cocky and I was like, that's easy. I'll do it again. And then it like corrected by 30% and then I got stopped out.
Yeah, the good old days. Well, that's how I started getting into trading in the first place with crypto.
Yeah, I learned a big lesson there. And I bought GameStop at like $44 a share or something. No, $35 a share. And so obviously I made a hefty profit. And then I thought I'd just knew everything about stock trading, and then pretty much lost all that as well.
Oh, EU is breaking the supply zone.
Yeah.
It's at the very, very top of it right now. I wonder if this is just a liquidation. I don't think so, but
No,
could be.
I think it's shorts right now.
Let's see if we get a stronger reaction off of it. Not much of a reaction. I would have really have liked to see a pullback before we got into some long. But I'm looking at the time. It's almost 2 hours after London Open, so this.
No man's land, isn't it?
Yeah. No, actually, we get a lot of reactions at this time. I think it could be like a lot of the remaining Asia markets are closing.
Okay.
But it's actually quite late.
What time's it your end?
What time?
What time is it for you?
It's 6 p.m. Well, a couple minutes still, which is actually quite late. I'm just thinking back when I was working at the bank. Well, those guys were working 24 hours. Where I was working before when I was doing support for the FX traders.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were literally working 24 hours. They always had like at least 2 people at night working the desk.
Yeah. Yeah, I like longs. Yeah. It's so
it just broke the top of the supply zone.
Taking liquidity, breaking structure, liquidity.
But actually, I mean, if we go back to the analysis that I presented earlier, that supply zone, that key supply zone, actually, I didn't explain enough. Let me go back. So the reason why this supply zone is such an interesting supply zone is it actually was a supply zone that created this very strong push down.
Yeah.
That pushed down into the lower areas. So that's why this, in my mind, is one of the strongest supply zones that we have above us. So that's why I'm thinking it may push directly up. Let me bring that line back. Where the heck is it? One of these. So that's why I'm thinking it may push to this supply zone before coming down, testing the demand zone before pushing up. I mean, mainly just because this is such a key supply zone in my eyes.
Yeah.
And it would be the most logical area to see a reversal to take some of the liquidity before pushing up higher.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, makes sense. See what happens. Yeah, this zone here, I'm probably gonna put a limit here, to be honest.
But depending on the type of reaction that we get from here, it could be a nice area to hold shorts potentially. I mean, to the end of the week, maybe even.
Yeah.
Because it could take some time to eventually get down to the demand zone that we're watching.
Yeah, yeah.
And then even then, I mean, if this is a demand zone that the price pushes off of to create higher highs, then it may play around in that area for a day or two before actually pushing up.
Okay.
But then again, I mean, most of that move that we saw pushing up to the area that we're at now, I mean, that happened in a span of what, 12 hours?
Yeah, it's a really expansive move, and it's like, as much as I want to see it come down here, like, is it gonna happen? No.
It would make the most sense, especially if it's going to create higher highs. You would like to see that liquidity taken out at that key structure point.
My counter theory, as you could say, is I think we're going to go all the way up to here, then drop.
Potentially, yes.
But I mean,
I completely agree.
We don't need to worry too much about the long-term stuff. It's what's happening on the day.
Yeah, because if you look at it, I mean, that's the key area of, I mean, the start of the entire move, where I'm just targeting, I mean, the impulse, the strong impulse down.
Yeah. When you think about this, long here, I feel like it's asking.
What's price doing now? Still pushing on. Can you guys hear the cooking in the background?
Nah, good.
Oh, that's good. I have that noise suppression enabled. I wasn't sure how well it's working.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah, but the kitchen and the living room in my apartment are like in the same open space.
Yeah.
And as my wife's cooking right now, I wasn't sure if you guys could hear all the noise in the background.
No, not too much.
That's awesome. Oh, we're starting to get some reaction now. That's interesting. There's actually two zones here. Just one is like kind of overlapped by two others, and it could be reacting off this zone.
It's reacting off a 5-minute zone.
Yeah, this one, right?
No. Yeah, the first week.
Yeah. I want to trying to find something a little cleaner on a different time frame. Yeah, and you have an inside bar there as well. Big profits. This one.
What are those triangles you have there?
Just to show the areas of liquidity.
Okay.
Just to clear in my head because I was having difficulties with the price action yesterday. So I drew them in so I could have a clearer picture of where the price was going based on where the liquidity was resting. And I drew them in on the 1 minute as well.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see another, reaccumulation, and then an expansion, and then maybe a drop from there.
Yeah. At this point, it makes sense. More sense that it would go up to the more significant supply zones before coming down. Just hope it happens in the next hour or so while we're recording. I'm gonna go on mute for a minute. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Really quiet day today.
Humping, isn't it?
SG, have you been watching Gold at all?
Nah. It looks the same as EU today. But it looks like it's going to come down for a little bit.
I missed all of whatever you were saying because my headset was having some problems.
Hello? What, did you not hear that?
Yeah, I can hear now. It was just like, I don't know what was wrong with my headset.
Probably me. I like to mumble. I don't realise I'm doing it half the time. Let's have a mic up.
No, I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear the music or anything for like 10 minutes, so it must have been my headset.
Yeah, gold looks like it will probably come down and go back up. I'm not really looking at it though. EU is the focus. But yeah, I'm having a quick look at Bitcoin because really going on right now, is it?
We're starting to see some reaction on EU.
Brilliant.
I want to see if it can break some of the structure. It just broke. Push right back up from here.
Yeah, hopefully it hits the barn zone. See if we get any sort of little 1 minute 1M chop or something.
Just grab the liquidity from the liquidation wick right here that pushed the right fire.
I like ripped some muscles or like trapped a nerve in my neck at the gym the other day, and like trying to move my head is like the worst thing ever.
What were you doing?
It's just doing like so. I warm up with like a few sets of pull-ups, and I must have had my holding wrong because I literally just the second set I just heard like this like sort of like ripping in my shoulder, and I was just like, what the fuck is that? I was like, I better leave. And yeah, and it's okay in the day, but it's when I sleep or wake up, it's just like obviously where I'm sleeping on it, it's just like yeah, I've just been in absolute pain.
So one thing I don't miss, having all these pains from working out.
Yeah, I bet. Did you, looking at your picture, I'm guessing you used to hit it heavy.
Yeah, there was, I mean, I would go months with like, sore shoulders or bad backs.
Yeah.
I guess that's a problem when you when you go heavy on a daily basis.
Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
That's interesting. The price reacted off the supply zone. Bounced right off it. But that would have been a perfect risk entry right there. If it goes down, that is.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that it is. That was I still have it marked as 30 minutes, but I believe it was 5-minute supply zone. It's a 5-minute. Yeah, just be an invalid supply zone initial reaction and potentially push right through it.
Yeah, I reckon so.
That would make more sense, actually. I mean, the way it came down and just filled all the liquidity that was resting below and strong impulse right back up. But at this point, I would like to see the price go higher rather than doing a reversal here. But then again, that 3-minute inside bar you found yesterday was a miracle bar.
That's funny.
Considering, I mean, the time that we're at right now, I mean, we still have a couple hours before New York opens, and I'm guessing we probably won't have too much action. In the immediate future. Maybe it's better that we stop the recording here.
Yeah, press play later. It's like 3 hours of 3 hours of fuck off.
Yeah, tomorrow let's start a little earlier, so at least we can record.
Yeah, I'll be waking up late tomorrow.
Yeah, moves at a more probable time. And in the end, we didn't get into any trades. I mean, during the recording, we were able to do the analysis, though, which is probably the most useful part of this video.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, anyways, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Not really much to conclude as we didn't have any trades.
No.
Anyways, as always, thanks for joining us for our video. If you enjoyed the trading session, even though we didn't have any trades, please be sure to like and subscribe in order to get notified for any future videos that we upload. And probably from next week, we'll be back to live streaming. So if you're subscribed, you'll get notified of those trading sessions. And that's it. Until next time, thanks a lot.